So for those who don't know, recently I've gone into making clothing, specifically dresses. It's been really fun. After seeing the new Cruella movie, I was inspired to create my own outfit. I started off with a pattern. I had to purchase some new material, so I went to shop on Fabric Wholesale because I knew I was going to find what I needed there. Plus I had a coupon. I purchased this Kona thread, Dalmatian pattern, and some fleece fabric, which I love, it's so soft, this stretchy white fabric, and polyester black fabric. Now I should have looked into this one a bit more because it came a bit see-through, but thankfully I got 2 yards of this, so I was able to create 2 layers of what I needed. On top of that, I have some red velvet fabric from my Moulin Rouge outfit, black and white satin, and black minky fabric. I started off by making the top. I wanted the classic one side black and the other side white pattern you normally see with an outfit inspired by Cruella. However, I won't be doing exactly that with the skirt, which you guys will see later. As you can tell by this footage, my sewing machine isn't the most expensive and only has one setting, but it gets the job well done. I just can't make outfits that are too complex or require a ton of layers, which for now I'm okay with. After I got the sides sewn, I grabbed some of my velvet fabric and bunched it all together, which I love doing for some reason. I know there's a specific foot you can get to bunch it all up for you, but I'm not sure if it'll work for my machine. Plus it's fun to do manually, and I forgot to record myself sewing the silk and minky fabric for the top, but you guys can get the idea. Now, in the original pattern, I wanted a super long skirt, and I wanted it to be made out of the fleece fabric, but I thought it would look better if I used the same white I used for the top. Plus, I make super long skirts all the time, so I shortened this one. I'm glad I made these changes because I think the dress turned out much better than it would have. Plus, I ended up using the fleece to create a fur coat, similar to the original Cruella and most other costumes you see made. By the way, my costume isn't specifically inspired by the movie last year, but the movie is what made me realize how much you can do with the fashion style. Minky fabric is messy. So when it started to shed on the white, it created this really pretty splattered pattern that I wish I could have kept, but there's no way I could have made this stick on. At least I have the video to admire. Before attaching the spots, I hand sewed some minky fabric at the bottom. As you can tell, I love doing this technique. Now here's the idea I was talking about. Instead of making the skirt half black and half white, I decided to cut out a piece of black fabric in the shape of a rounded triangle, kind of, that drapes over the white underneath. It's a bit hard to explain, but you can see it on the design plus the finished skirt. I cannot talk. I also added some more velvet because why not? I didn't record myself attaching the spots, but I wanted a specific design where spots appear less and less as you gradually go up the skirt. Now, would I have preferred the splattered look? Yes. Am I happy to do this idea, which was also in the design? Absolutely. After attaching the elastic, here's the finished skirt, and I love it so much. I'm so glad I made the changes that I did, and with the plain white and the furry fabric, it doesn't seem that my version of Cruella has successfully skinned a dog, which I wanted to go for. I love dogs so much I couldn't even have the heart to create that illusion. I decided for an extra element I would create my own gloves as well. I had to make gloves before, but surprisingly they weren't that hard, especially since I had some gloves on hand to copy off of. I attached some elastic at the ends of these as well, but unfortunately it didn't hold up well. I'm going to make them tighter later, but my desk was occupied with a painting, so I couldn't get it done in the time of this video. I also made a little Dalmatian because I had so much leftover fabric. In fact, I'm thinking about making more and selling them on Etsy because I have no idea what to do with the remaining fabric. Here's the finished dress all together. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Again, the gloves were loose and kept slipping down my arm. However, this costume actually kept me pretty warm, even though it was chilly while filming. I think the fleece element turned out wonderful too. Even though I had 2 yards of fabric, I didn't want it to be too long. Also, props to my little sister for filming. Stay tuned for one of my upcoming videos where I give you guys sewing tips for beginners or anyone who's into sewing in general. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.